Since I started this channel, the playlist called Future is Now. I've talked about so many futuristic content. VR, AR, avatar. I feel like I'm living in the future. But the fact is, as AI started to evolve, the technology is evolving so fast and we're living in this tech-driven world. So even for me right now, sometimes I feel like a bit left behind. So I can imagine artists like you, creatives, or whoever has a creative business may think something like, what's the point of my hard-earned skills when AI can create some work with one click? Or someone like me, sometimes I'll think, how do I even begin using these tools without feeling like a fraud? All these questions and the fear is real, and we're not alone. Everyone is thinking this way because the technology has evolved very fast. You have to learn to adopt physically, mentally, and you also have to shift your mindset. You have to tell yourself it is okay to not learning everything. You have to have fun with it. You have to be creative about it. And you have to control your mind, not asking so many questions, because sometimes we just have to be in it and learn one thing at a time. So in today's episode, I want to use a chance to share some of my strategies, how to adapt this tech-driven world with a creative mind. So before we dive into the strategies, let's rewind and talk about what have changed for the past year and a half. So back in 2023, I remember when ChatGPT just started. I still can recall the excitement when we first used ChatGPT. I can still remember when I first tried DALL-E, how to generate images, and I get a bit disappointed at the beginning. I thought, this is not good enough. But I didn't know how fast technology evolved and how much people willing to try. AI become mainstream in 2024. And all these new tech companies are fighting with each other. They launch things in one day, one after another, a couple hours after each other. So we can't change that fact. What happened in 2024 is AI generated music on the top charts. AI enhanced video games become popular. AI in writing evolved. So writers are co-writing scripts, novels with AI, and sometimes entire ads campaign is developed by AI. So all these things are happening right now. I remember I saw something like 300 million people per day is using ChatGPT. Of course, we all use for work, for school. So the system is slowly changing. That's why I think we have to have a very strong adoptive mindset for 2025 because a lot of other things will change too. In this channel, I still want to focus on the positive part because to complain about how other people stealing work is not going to help us. It's not going to help us with creativity, with our mind, mental health, everything. So I want to keep it positive because at the same time, when someone is stealing work, there are a lot of people using AI as a creative tool to generate stunning works. One of the example I really like is the video I made about digital fashion contest in Tokyo. There are a lot of creators who doesn't have a fashion background, but using generated AI and their own creative skill to make fashion piece that trigger questions and really challenged creativity. I truly love the concept of how AI can make art accessible to a lot of people. So at the end of the day, it is about expressing yourself, expressing your work, your feeling, your emotion. If AI can help us to create art that never happened before, that's a great tool. Also, the exhibition I talked about, the music, the future of music, the exhibition that using generative AI music to personalize your own album just with your photo, your selfie. That's another way to experience AI generated work. And recently, I also see some artists using AI to assist their work, make their work become alive. And this point, I can actually make a video about it because there's a lot of new tool happening right now. Can make your art animated on its own, also become like a 3D virtual world, let people to explore your artwork. So there are a lot of new tools that allow your audience, your fans to experience your work in a new way. I think that's also a good point about using AI. And for myself, why I start doing a lot of videos, it's not because I have more like extra time. It's because all these new editing tools, organizing tools, and how much time is saved me with new technology. That's why I think that's another video I want to make in the future. Every creative should start your own channel somewhere. Your either social media, Instagram, or perhaps in the future there will be new platform coming out, but I think YouTube is a really good place. You don't even have to make fancy videos, a lot of fancy editing, because the world need more original content. The original for me is more about if I see this work, if you want to share your work, not just a photo on Instagram, because again, Instagram is not a gallery. We want to see who you are, why you're making this work, what's behind the creative work, what's in your mind. Maybe AI have triggered you some thought or some new creative ideas about your work, new way of expressing your work. Those things, you should share it on your platform. And also, I think the future of what happening in the future, as more things evolve, more technology evolve, people will craving community. They will want to join your community because they know who you are. They will have connection with you. So next one, let me share some of my strategies, how every day I try to adopt this new technology without feeling overwhelmed. The first one is pick one, two, or watch one video per day every morning about AI. It doesn't have to be morning. You can watch anytime you feel comfortable. Maybe even while you're doing exercise in the gym or after take a bath. It doesn't matter what time, but I think one per day is a good way to learn. You don't feel overwhelmed by seeing so many other work. After you see that one video or check that one tool, you just close it. There's that one AI website I really like called What AI Can Do Today. So this site will allow you to search your purpose. For example, when I wanted to use text to like explainer video or images that explain that text, I will search text to animation or text to image. The website will show you what are tools out there. Then you can learn that tool. Actually, it's nothing to learn. It is a tool, right? I mean, it's really easy to understand how it works. For example, this one, I was trying to explain some complex text. And I used this tool just to generate an image. It will help people to understand what I mean. That's one of the two I find is the one tool that everyone should know, because I get overwhelmed when I go on Twitter or some social media and seeing all kinds of tools pop out one after another. And I was like, oh my God, what should I learn first? Instead, I searched by myself. So that's one of the good way to learn. So second one, of course, is to experiment and play. I talked about in the previous video, treat the AI tools like a toy. It's more like you have to open yourself up. Like you have to be playful about it. The good ones out there, a lot of people will talk about it. And if you search the tools that you like, maybe some of the tools only work for you. So you have to be open to try new things. The third one is join some community and newsletters. So I find newsletter really helpful, actually. There are two newsletters about AI that I constantly read and I find it really helpful. The first one is Rundown AI, and the second one is The Neuron. So these two will give you the updates every day. Sometimes they show the tools that you just need, and you can feel this like, I know what's going on, this feeling, even though maybe you haven't get the time to try, but you still can realize what's happening about AI, so you won't feel left behind. These tools are very good. Google Alert is also a very good one. I've been subscribed Google Alert for art and technology since 5 years ago, and they constantly show me emails about art and technology. And recently, it's all about AI. So it's pretty helpful for me to understand what's going on. Sometimes academic news, sometimes entertainment news. So you will gather all the information about the topic you like. Joining community is also a good one. And of course, you can join our Discord server. I want to talk about art and technology, all this art, technology, and creativity with you guys. And there are other Discord server, there are other forum that you can join, talk with like-minded people, or you can just comment on YouTube videos. If you see a YouTube video you like, you can communicate with people there. The goal is to not feeling alone in this process of adopting the new technology, because as as long as you know there are tons of people out there feeling the same thing with you, and they're trying new things as well, they have difficulties as well, you're feeling more ease into this fast-paced world. You won't feel left behind. The fourth one is quite important, is your mindset have to be ready to always think use AI as a collaboration, as a tool, not a competitor. What have helped me a lot is I constantly thinking myself as an outsider to look at all these tools and not being involved too much into it, but more thinking about constantly thinking about what do I need? Is this gonna help me growing or my business growing or my channel growing? And then when you look at all these tools, it's become more like assistant to you, and then you can choose what kind of assistant you need. Yeah, mentally being positive and knowing what you really want is quite important. I have a question before I end this episode is, do you think the future of creativity is shaped by all these big companies or shaped by us? I really think the future is the future of creativity is up to us, because all these companies creating tools, they don't really know how people are going to use it. Yes, some big company will have the budget and everything to create huge AI generated system, but I think most of the tools are for personalization to target on each consumer. The goal is to make money, right? Make big sales. But for creatives, after all, it's about how they touch our heart, how they emotionally connect with us. So we just need to know how we use this tool, and we need to get our voice out there to talk about it all the time. Do we like it? Do we not like it? What kind of possibilities we can create together? Those are the things our creatives can do, and I believe the future is bright if we can keep creating together. So 2025 is around the corner. So I hope you guys have a great holiday. I'll continue making content, but I want to be here to cheer you up. You made it. So if you have any questions, please comment on my video. Please let's share this together, and I want to hear about your thought. What do you think about AI? What is kind of creativity you want to share in this tech-driven world? What kind of voice you want to express? That's what we all need. Let's build this together. Let's build this future together. Thank you so much for your time. Please subscribe my channel and join our Discord server. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.